this is the hypothesis that there may be increased secretion of adrenal androgen stimulating hormone from the pituitary, leading to the increased secretion of adrenal androgen. There is another important factor which is contributing the puberty, onset of puberty, is the presence of body fat. It has been seen that your fat tissues, they release a protein, a hormone called leptin. Okay, ये leptin क्या करता है? It helps in the release of GnRH. GnRH क्या हुआ? Gonadotropin releasing hormone. कहाँ से निकल रहा है? From the hypothalamus. So this pulsatile release of gonadotropin releasing hormone is mandatory for the androgens from the जो gonadotropin जो release हो रहा है, इसके लिए important है ये sexual maturation के लिए. So it helps in the pulsatile GnRH release, which is also called the permissive role of leptin. Leptin का ये permissive role कहते हैं इसको, and that's why it has been found that जो lean and thin individual होते हैं उसमें delayed होता है puberty. Okay, because of the less presence of fat. Okay, so it has been observed that the onset of puberty is somewhat delayed in girls with lower body weight because of the presence of leptin. Adipose tissue में क्या होता है? leptin हार्मोन है, ये आपको क्या करता है? GnRH रिलीज को इंक्रीज करता है, pulsatile increase. In this diagram you can understand the mechanism of onset of puberty. You can see here hypothalamo pituitary gonadal axis. Hypothalamo pituitary gonadal axis है, and this is from the hypothalamus is itself controlled by the higher center, that is the cerebral cortex, and you can understand here hypothalamus is releasing the gonadotropin releasing hormone. इसका pulsatile release is important, pulse के form होते. Okay, so release of pulsatile release of gonadotropin releasing hormone, it will stimulate the anterior pituitary to release the FSH and LH, that is gonadotropin, and that release of FSH and LH will stimulate the gonads, that is the testis and ovary, and they will release their respective hormones. Okay, and under the influence of this, the puberty, there will be onset of puberty. There is, before the puberty stage, that is in pre-pubertal stage, what happens that the sex steroids which are released from the adrenal androgens, वो ना adrenal gland से जो निकल रहा था androgens, sex steroids, it is inhibiting the hypothalamus. Okay, थोड़े बहुत होते हैं, but there is very little release of GnRH due to this negative feedback. Okay, and also there is inhibitory hormones, inhibitory neurotransmitters which are inhibiting this hypothalamus, that is GABA, then opioids, then melatonin and neuropeptide Y. These are inhibitory before the onset of puberty. So it is causing less release of GnRH. Okay, and when the puberty is attained, what happens that there will be pulsatile release of GnRH under the influence of different stimuli like visual, olfactory, then also body weight, and there are also some neurotransmitters which are involved during the for the stimulation of this release of GnRH. कौन कौन से इसमें neurotransmitters है? There are certain neurotransmitters like किस peptine कहते हैं? Glutamate, you know, this is the excitatory neurotransmitter, and also norepinephrine. So these are excitatory. This will cause pulsatile release of GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. जब pulsatile release होगा, so there will be more release of GnRH, and under that influence the gonads will release the respective hormones. So there will be puberty will be attained. Okay. So this is called the neurohumoral mechanism. Nervous भी है और hormonal भी mechanism. Okay. So the initiator of puberty कौन है? What is the? It has been found that the initiator of puberty is called kisspeptin. अभी बताया था मैंने क्या है वो? Excitatory है, neurotransmitter. This is also a hormone. ये क्या करता है actually? How it acts? How it is stimulating that it acts on the G protein coupled receptors, which is present in the GnRH neurons, gonadotrophin releasing hormone neurons. ये कहाँ पे होंगे ये न्यूरॉन? GnRH neurons will be present in the hypothalamus. वहीं से रिलीज हो रहा है ना, अंदर आ जाओ. So there is a G protein coupled receptors which are present on those neurons. Okay, GnRH neurons. This kisspeptin will act on this G protein coupled receptors, and what it does that it initiates the pulsatile release of gonadotrophin releasing hormone. So, and there is a gene which is associated with this. This is called KIS1 gene. Okay. अगर इसी जीन का क्या होता है? अगर abnormality हो जाता है, then what happens that puberty is delayed and puberty at times आता भी नहीं. Okay, because of the mutation in this gene. So most important event associated with puberty, you have to understand puberty is the increase in pulsatile release of GnRH. Pulsatile release होना चाहिए. Okay, continuous नहीं, pulsatile release is important. Okay, then staging of puberty, you must have heard that there is Tanner's staging, is a widely accepted staging for the puberty in both male and female, girls and boys. दोनों में यही follow होता है Tanner's staging. But there are different stages. In girls there are 5 stages. Okay, and दोनों में 5 stages है, but in girls it is attained within 2 to 5 years from its onset. So stage 1 obviously it is pre-adolescent stage, इसको हम childhood stage भी कहते हैं. This is marked by adrenarche. Boys और girls दोनों में adrenarche आता है stage 1. So in this stage there is obviously no breast development, only just the papilla will be there, no pubic hairs. Okay, but adrenarche occurs because the adrenal androgens has been increased. Okay, इसको हम कहते हैं adrenal androgens अगर increase हो जाए, that is called adrenarche. Okay, in stage 1, after the stage 1, आ जाओ अंदर आ जाओ. Stage 2, that is called the thelarche. Thelarche, you know, that is the breast development starts. This is the hallmark. Stage 2 का hallmark क्या है? Thelarche. Stage 1 का adrenarche. Okay, at least you should write down the hallmark points, important points. So estrogen secretion from the ovary will also increase. There is hair development starts, but initially it is sparse hairs which appears along the labia, and then stage 3 is marked by pubertal growth, pubic hair growth, that is called the pubarche. Okay, pubic hair grows, it becomes darker, obviously the breast will enlarge and the axillary hairs will also start appearing. Okay, and is also pubarche के साथ में height spurt is also there, peak growth in height during stage 3. लेकिन boys में क्या होता है? stage 4 में होता है. Okay, height spurt. So stage 2, after stage 3 it will be menarche, and stage 4 में menarche start होगा, onset of menstruation. But initially what happens that it is irregular, है ना? इसलिए उस एज में क्या होता है, पेरेंट्स एट टाइम्स डॉक्टर के पास चले जाते हैं, है ना, कंप्लेनिंग ऑफ दिस इरेगुलर मेंस्ट्रुएशन, बट इट इज नॉर्मल फेनोमेना. ओके, इनिशिएशन के टाइम में भी एंड मेनोपॉज के टाइम में भी, दोनों के टाइम में इरेगुलरिटी मिलती है, दैट इज नॉर्मल. ओके, सो मेनार्की बट irregular at beginning. Obviously the breast, it will further enlarge and areolar development will start, begins to elevate and project, pubic hairs becomes adult age. Stage 5, the menstrual cycle will become regular, okay, and all the adult patterns will be attained. So this is about the TANF staging in girls. Then in boys, it is also in 5 stages. It is completed within 2 to 4 years. And stage 1, same stage as pre-adolescent or stage of childhood. इसमें भी adrenarche होता है initially. No enlargement of external genitalia, no pubic hair, start हो रहा है अभी. But due to the increase in androgen secretion, adrenarche occurs. Then stage 2. Stage 2 में क्या होता है, mainly genital development start होता है. It begins by the enlargement of the testis. ये इसका hallmark है. That is the enlargement of the testis and genital development starts. Increased secretion of adrenal androgens के चलते and also the testicular androgens. Pubic hairs is scanty hair. Pubic hairs scanty at the root of the penis. Then stage 3, there will be first appearance of the sperm, that is spermarchy. Stage 3rd is hallmark is spermarchy. All the genital organs will further enlarge, penis, scrotum, testis. The pubic hair becomes darker and coarser. Okay, sperm will first appear in the morning urine, that is called the spermarchy. In stage 4, that is the height growth, है ना, height spurt you can understand, उसमें क्या था, stage 3rd में था वो. Okay, further growth of external internal genitalia, there is height spurt. In stage 5, that is full adult pattern. Okay, all the secondary sexual characters will develop, that is the adult genitalia will be attained. So both these staging may be important for your exam point of view. The same thing which has been shown here in the chart, pre-adolescent stage adrenarche इसमें भी है. Then stage 2 में thelarche, यहाँ पे genital development, testis development. Okay, this is stage 3rd में क्या है, pubarchy and height spurt, but in male it is spermarchy. Okay, and stage 4 in case of female it is menarche, and here it is height spurt. Okay, and both the adult pattern. And coming on to the abnormalities of puberty, must have seen that some individuals attain the puberty at earlier age. The normal age है उससे पहले ही हो जाता है. That is called precocious early onset of puberty. That is precocious puberty. And there may be also defect of abnormality, that is there may be late onset puberty. Okay, precocious puberty in a child before 8 years, girls में अगर आ रहे हैं, है ना, boys में 9 years से भी पहले आ रहा है, then it is called, why are you coming so late? Huh? So onset of puberty before 8 years, so close कर लेना, 8 years in girls and 9 years in boys. More commonly it has been seen in girls, and precocious puberty may be true type or it is called pseudo puberty, true precocious puberty or precocious pseudo puberty. Okay. True precocious puberty, that is early development of actual development of the secondary sexual characters and may be associated with premature development of gonads. Gonads prematurely develop करेंगे तभी तो होगा. Secondary sexual characters early develop होंगे. Okay. Then what will be the causes? There will be central causes. So हम कहते हैं central precocious puberty. That is hypothalamic cause. Hypothalamic precocity. There may be tumor or infection there. Okay, that is the central cause. And if there is tumor, then it will cause increased secretion of GnRH, है ना? GnRH, gonadotrophin releasing hormone, जो hypothalamus से निकल रहा था उसका ज़्यादा निकलेगा. So there will be more pulsatile release. So early attainment of puberty will be there. Then there may be gonadotrophin independent. वो gonadotrophin dependent है वो. Gonadotrophin independent precocity. इसमें क्या है? Gonadotrophin release तो होता है adequate amount में, but it is insensitive. It is due to increased sensitivity of LH receptors. That is the what happens that जो गोनाडोट्रॉफिन रिलीज हो रहे हैं उसका सेंसिटिविटी बढ़ जाता है. नॉर्मली रहता है बट इसका सेंसिटिविटी बढ़ जाता है. सो व्हाट विल हैपन दैट ड्यू टू द इंक्रीज सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ द रिसेप्टर्स टू द गोनाडोट्रॉफिन देयर विल बी अर्ली अटेनमेंट ऑफ प्यूबर्टी. गोनाडोट्रॉफिन विल रिलीज मोर. ओके, LH and FSH will be released more because it is more sensitive. The receptors will become more sensitive to the gonadotrophin. There may be constitutional due to the body shape and size. Okay, and there may be tumors of the pineal gland. It also has a effect on the sexual maturation. Okay, can see here 7-year-old girl with true precocious puberty. In a male child, early attainment of puberty. This is true type of precocious puberty. Then there may be precocious pseudo puberty. What happens that the development of secondary sexual characters is occurring, but without spermatogenesis or ovarian development. What happens that abnormal quantity of androgen or estrogen and their exposure on immature males or females. Okay. So what happens that there is no spermatogenesis or ovarian development, but still there is secondary sexual characters due to the abnormal quantity of androgens or estrogens. Then the causes may be adrenal cause or gonadal cause. Adrenal cause में congenital virilizing hyperplasia, adrenal virilizing hyperplasia, then androgen secreting tumors, okay, and estrogen secreting tumors. Then gonadal causes may be there, that is Leydig cell tumor, and that is secreting the testosterone, you know. Leydig cell tumor, Leydig cells को क्या secrete करते हैं? Testosterone. And granulosa cells क्या secrete करते हैं? In case of female, it is estrogen and progesterone. Then there may be delayed puberty also. That is, there is absence of secondary sexual characters by the age of 13 years in girls and 14 years in boys. Okay. डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज में थोड़ा और लेट होते हैं. दैट इज कॉजेस ड्यू टू पैन हाइपोपिट्यूटरिज्म. पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड क्या हो गया? हाइपोपिट्यूटरी हो गया. दैट इज सप्रेस्ड. So obviously the GnRH will be released less. Okay, so it will cause failure of maturation of the gonads. It will be delayed. Maturation of gonads will be delayed. Okay, mostly it is constitutional cows in 60% of cases, and there are other causes also. Anorexia nervosa क्या होता है? Anorexia nervosa. Does anyone know? It is an eating disorder in which what happens? Female usually they are preoccupied with their weight, whether I am gaining weight, अपने आप को ज़्यादा weight समझने लगते. So what happens that, है ना, उसमें क्या होता है? Intention को कम करती है. That's why she is anorexia nervosa भी कहते हैं. बुलिमिया नर्वोसा भी एक होता है. वो क्या होता है? वॉमिटिंग करने लगती है इंटेंशनली. देन द कॉजेज में भी malnutrition also. There are other causes also, that is hyperprolactinemia. It will inhibit the gonadotrophin. Prolactin अगर बढ़ेगा तो low gonadotrophin will be there. There are other causes like Klinefelter syndrome. इसमें क्या होता है? Gonadotrophin excretion, urinary excretion increases. Okay, so there will be less gonadotrophin. Then there are Turner syndrome, ovarian agenesis, no, study we have. Then Kalaman syndrome. It is a syndrome in which there is hypogonadism along with anosmia. इसमें क्या होता है? हाइपोथैलेमस का ही डिफेक्ट है. ओके, उसमें क्या होता है? देयर इज हाइपोगोनाडिज्म along with anosmia. Anosmia मतलब स्मेल सेंसेशन में क्या होगा? डिक्रीज हो गया, है ना, स्मेल उसका कम हो जाएगा, खत्म हो जाएगा. दैट इज एनोस्मिया. Characteristic features is lack of pubertal development. Obviously there will be shortness of stature, endocrinal abnormalities may be there, low or normal gonadotrophin levels may be there. Low भी हो सकता है gonadotrophin, normal भी हो सकता है, but that gonadotrophin will be resistant. वो काम नहीं करेगा receptors पे. Okay, delayed or absent. You can see here 16-year-old girl, lean and cachexid. Okay, there is delayed puberty, case of delayed puberty. ठीक है, that's all about puberty. In the next class we will discuss about male genital